Hey, Roger.
Hello, Judge. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Just fine.
Good. All right, we'll get started here shortly. We've still got 2 minutes.
Uh, do we know which DA is going to be working?
Let's see. I've got Mr. O'Brien here. I'm sure Ms. Toman, Jacqueline Toman's going to be joining us, and then I believe Mr. Ulak will join us as well.
Jack and Ulak. Okay. Okay.
All right. 1 more minute. We'll get started. Sarah, I'm making you the co-host. I do not have Mr. Axel or Mr. McGee. Mr. Lopez, can you hear me?
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 22 CCR 225-926, State of Texas versus Daniel Molina Ventura. All right, Mr. Lopez, we're here on a motion to reinstate. It was denied at the last hearing, but I'm going to give you another opportunity to make your argument. Why don't you go ahead and tell me originally what happened with regards to your client?
Judge, originally we show up in court and that day there was no judge in the court. There was a bailiff and we were not allowed to file any papers. He said that we would get a new date from my client because I could not file the attorney of record. He never got that. Okay,
Well,
I
hold
filed,
on.
I filed
Hold
a
on,
written
hold on,
motion and
hold
it
on.
was rejected.
Mr. Lopez, I'm sorry, what now?
I filed a written motion and it was rejected. I tried to file online and it was rejected.
Okay. So the process, which is now changing, but the process, when you showed up, there was a judge. I was here, but here's the deal. You're on those type of dockets, you are to electronically e-file a reset. And in fact, there is no need for you to even appear in the courtroom whatsoever if you would have gone to my website and read the instructions, where you can also find the reset as well. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and grant your motion, but I'm going to get you into my courtroom so we can go ahead and get a docket control order entered on this case. Let's see here. Sarah, how are we looking next Friday?
It's good, Judge.
The 17th is pretty empty.
Let's put it on the 17th then. All right. Mr. Lopez, you will appear in person with your client on the 17th at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, can we do a plea on that date also?
Have y'all worked this out?
I think I got it worked out. I have to call the DA tomorrow. She sent me an offer and I discussed it with my client and he's willing to take it.
Let me see if I can get you in sooner for a plea. Hold on. No.
Next plea date we have is 2/23.
That's good, Judge.
You want to reset it for a plea?
Yes, Judge.
All right, 2/23 at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge. And have a nice day.
All right. Well, hold on. You need to e-file a reset for 2/23. Okay.
Okay,
You can get the reset off the website and then e-file it. And then we'll see you in person on 2/23 at 1:30 p.m. for the plea.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. That concludes the hearing. You're free to go.
Thank you.
I don't have anyone for Roy Smith or Javier Martinez.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Javier Martinez was dismissed earlier today.
Forward that to my queue, Sarah. I don't have anyone for Batiste and Mr. Overstreet. Is that one dismissed as well?
No, Your Honor, I've been unable to contact Mr. Overstreet. I've attempted to by email, but I have not received a response.
All right, Ms. Boland, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Judge.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 220917, State of Texas versus Dominique Wyche or Wyke. Ms. Boland, where do we stand with this matter?
Judge, we reached an agreement right around the time of our last setting that requires my client to complete some community service, some courses, and make a donation. Unfortunately, shortly after that setting, he got COVID and has been extremely ill with it and is still ill with it. So it has inhibited his ability to get those things done. So our request today from the court is to allow a little more time for him to get those, well, first of all, for him to get better, and then for him to be able to get those things completed.
All right. I will put you on the March 9th status docket, but that's as far out as I'm going to set this. After that, it's going directly to a trial docket.
Understood, Judge.
If you do file a reset, Ms. Boland, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Johnston, are you filling in for Mr. Kovac on Almond Spencer?
Yes, Judge.
We're on the record in 21 CCR 224157, State of Texas versus Spencer Almond. Mr. Johnston, last time we were here, it was my understanding Ms. Almond was going into the PTI program. What's going on?
He's signing up on Monday. He has an appointment already.
You're certain your client's going to sign up on Monday.
I am certain it is scheduled and he is supposed to be there.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this ball in your court. I'm not going to make you reset this case or anything like that since your client's signing up for the PT on Monday. However, if your client does not sign up on Monday, you're to contact the court and let us know immediately. Thank you. All right. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good one.
You too. Mr. Njoku's up next.
All right, you still.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 224-744, State of Texas versus Ms. Del Laredo. Mr. Njoku, your client was
Yes, ma'am.
supposed to go into the DWI court program, but what's our DWI program, but what's going on?
Same problem. We have had a one reset because he hadn't gotten the money together. And he said he still wasn't able to get it together. He needs one more reset.
All right, I'm gonna have you come in on the 17th, February 17th at 8:30 a.m. for a docket control order to be entered in this case. Hopefully he can get this thing resolved soon and get the money he needs.
Okay, that's what I thought. I told you that. That's probably what's gonna happen. Okay, so, okay, Judge.
All right,
We'll be there. That
in
means,
person, February 17th, 8:30 a.m. We'll see you in my courtroom then.
thank you, Judge.
All right, if you would file a reset, Mr. Njoku, you're free.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so. Yeah, so we're gonna be here Friday, what, 17th, Friday.
There we go. Okay, now it's working. Good morning, Judge, or good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Which case would you like to start with?
We're on the record in 21 CCR 224-813, State of Texas versus Michael Guillory. Where do we stand with this case?
Judge, this case actually has two DWIs. I picked up the remaining discs this morning and I've already had an opportunity to review it. Mr. Guillory should be in here next week to review both of these discs and go over them. Just so you know, Judge, while this case has been pending, he has been getting treatment. He has lost his wife recently, and we believe that was a result of these actions. So I probably need 4 weeks or so. Enough to meet with my client, then for me and the prosecutor to go back and forth. Gavin and I spoke about this case also this morning.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you come in, you and your client come in on February 17th at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order. And then it'll give you a little more time to figure things out before we go to trial in this case.
Judge, is there any way I can just appear on that without my client?
Any way you can appear without your client needs to be there to sign.
Okay, it's just that he's gonna have to step out of work 2 weeks in a row, Judge.
Step out of work 2 weeks in a row. What do you mean?
If
What do
you
you
want me to hear in person, anyway, he's having to miss work.
I understand he's gonna have to step out of work, but why would he be 2 weeks in a row? He doesn't have to step out of work today, just out for a little.
Well, he's got to take off to be here today, Judge, and then again next week.
I need your client here. 2/17, 8:30 a.m. He's gonna have to sign off on the docket control order. If you file a reset. Let's move on to the next case. 22 CCR 228453, State of Texas versus Stephen Ryder. All right, Mr. McDougal, what's going on with this case?
Your Honor, there's outstanding discovery, which I've talked to Mr. O'Brien about. Mr. O'Brien and myself met on this case. It's the discoveries apparently on a Blu-ray, a surveillance video. It's having trouble getting that together. And he also stated he was going to reach out to the complaining witnesses and have an offer for me soon.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Your Honor. I just got in the Blu-ray, the copy from my investigator, so I'll have that downloaded and ready for Mr. McDougal soon. But I've reached out. There's 3 victims in this case. I've reached out to 2 of them. I'd like to finalize the report with the last one before making an official offer.
All right. Let's do the same thing. 2/17, 8:30 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you, Mr. McDougal.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Counselor, can you hear me? You need to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Judge. Yes, sir.
All right. Your client's not fully connected. We'll give him one more second here.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 225-890, State of Texas versus Nikichi Nawaka. All right, I know you just came on this case recently, Counselor, but where do we stand with this?
Judge, I actually had exchanged some emails with the prosecutor on the case, and I believe we've come to, well, not an agreement necessarily, but an offer was made that I am going to speak to Miss Nawaka about. It is an offer that I'm going to advise her probably to accept. I just want her to be able to ask questions and be comfortable with her decision and all that. So I was wondering if I could have one reset, and I think we'll get this case disposed of.
You want to put it on a plea document?
Sure, Judge, but the agreement is for this case to be dismissed more than likely.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But however the court wants to proceed, that's fine with me.
Let's put it on. Let me see my calendar here. How much time does she need to get done what she needs to do to get the case dismissed?
Okay, so to be real specific, Judge, there is a JP case that was out of the same transaction. The offer that was made was if she pleased to on that case, that this one would probably just get dismissed. So the only thing I don't know is the new date for the JP case, because I just signed on to that one as well. If maybe we could get I don't know, 30, 45 days, something like that.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you come in. We're going to enter a docket control order. It'll give you one more status docket and then a trial docket. So,
Okay.
But I need you and your client to come in February 17th at 8:30 a.m. is when you will appear. You and your client both in person in my courtroom. You'll sign off on the docket control order, and then you'll get your additional date.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
You do file a reset. You and your client are free to go.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Pruitt, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 226-292, State of Texas versus Heath Jackson. Mr. Pruitt, where do we stand with this case at this point?
We're set today for a status conference, of course, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 felonies set in the 2-4 in Judge Bridges' court on 2/23.
For trial?
No, it's not set for trial. They're set for non-issue because they were just indicted in December. I believe the offense reports were being held up until then because there was a felony out of the same transaction. And we didn't get discovery till then. So, but we are set February 23. They're not set for trial. They're set for non-trial in the 458th.
All right.
And the carrying a weapon case is apparently was in a vehicle that he allegedly was driving previously, was not apprehended in the vehicle. And they subsequently indicted him for items that were found in the vehicle later. So it's not out of the same incident. He has 3 cases out of this incident and 3 cases out of another incident.
Okay. Here's
So
what's going to happen at this point in time.
Okay, sir.
You and your client are going to come into my courtroom on 2/17 at 8:30 a.m. You'll enter a docket control order, which will outline the remaining dates for your client to appear in my court and trial as well. I'd like you to e-file a reset for 2/17 at 8:30. And then, of course, you and your client will appear in person.
One moment, please, sir. I am on 2/17. I am in the attorney for the day in Harris County Court number 8. Is there?
I'll change that. I'll change it. How about March 3rd?
Okay, let me see. Let me check March the 3rd, Judge. Once again, that's going to be court number 6. I'm attorney of the day. I can do
March 10th.
Okay, here we go. Bingo.
All right. March 10th, 8:30 a.m.
Okay, we will be there with bells on.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Pruitt. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Phoenix, is your client with you?
No, Judge, good afternoon. He is on his way to court. We have worked out a plea, but we didn't get the plea docs back in time.
I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Once your client appears, then I'll bring you back in. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Tang, are you there?
Judge,
Mr. Tang,
Judge.
yes? Can you,
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
all right, your video is not on.
See if we can fix that. There. All right.
There we go. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 224136, State of Texas versus Edwin Gallardo. Mr. Tang, what's going on with this case?
Judge, Mr. Gallardo, he's scheduled for the DWI court interview, I think, towards the end of the last full week of this month. I think if I remember correctly, probably the 22nd or 23rd, Judge.
Okay. Hold on.
Yes, Judge.
Let's do this. I want you and your client to appear in person on 2/17 in my courtroom at 8:30 a.m. We're going to enter a docket control order at that date.
Okay, that's fine, Judge. Is there any way we can appear in person in the morning?
It's in person, 8:30 a.m.
And that's on the 17th, Judge?
February 17th, correct.
Okay, that's next Friday?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right. You and your client are free to go if you e-file a reset for that date and time.
Thank you, Judge. God bless.
Thank you. Mr. Doggett, is your client with you?
She's not with me at my office. I don't know if she's logged in or not.
She's not logged in.
I sent her the link yesterday.
I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Why don't you reach out to her?
Okay.
All right. Did we do something with Blankenship? Who's prosecutor on that?
From my understanding, Your Honor, I reached out to mental health, Lauren Baydoun today, and she said that is their case. So
You know what? That one's been reset, hasn't it?
yes, Your Honor, from what I understand, Julia Bella
Yes.
was unable to appear today, so it's been reset.
Yeah, she's stuck in a hearing.
Right.
When is that reset till, Sarah?
2/17 at 8:30.
Miss Hall, will your client be joining us?
Your Honor, we have been unable to reach her, so it's unlikely that she will be joining. We have sent her the Zoom information, but I doubt that she will be present.
Well, she's not in the waiting room. State.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Jacob, if you call.
No answer, Judge, at 3:05.
Thank you. All right, new bond set at $1,000 in that case.
Okay.
Were there any bond conditions associated with that bond? Yes. All previous bond conditions remain in place. You're free to go, Ms. Hall.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 225768, State of Texas versus Maria Aranda. What's going on with this case, Mr. Gonzalez?
Judge, I was made an offer that I thought we would be able to accept. And speaking to my client, she does not have a driver's license. So the PTI is going to be very difficult for her to participate in. I don't know if they'll go back to the prosecution and revisit what the plea offer could possibly be, but we're in the process of pleading out.
Do we need to set it for a plea or?
Judge, at this point in time, I just need probably about a week to speak with the prosecution to see what other alternatives we can come up with, and then we can set it for a plea.
What if I do this? What if I set it for a plea on February 28th? And if it doesn't work out, then we'll just enter a docket control order on the case.
That will be fine, Judge. On the 28th, I'm going to put it down on my calendar, 9 o'clock.
February 28th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. María, háblame después.
Sí, gracias. 1:30. Oh, no, it is.
We need an
9, I'm
interpreter,
sorry.
Mr. Gonzalez?
No, Judge, I think she understands some, but I'm going to confirm that completely once I meet her again.
Please fill out the form as.
I will. Thank you.
Pass. All
May I
right.
be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may. Thank you. All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 230037, State of Texas versus Robert O'Keezy. Mr. Fortain, where do we stand with this matter?
Your Honor, I picked up the evidence from 88 Toman. I reviewed it. I talked to her a little bit about the case. Haven't talked to her about the evidence I did review. I think we're heading towards some options. She's just double checking on some things in regards to the client. And then I think hopefully it'll head towards resolution.
And Judge, I can add a little more to that. The defense attorney did provide some documentation that I forwarded to Lauren Baydoun with mental health. She is reviewing it, and I'm waiting on a response from her to see if this is a case that they will take.
All right, in the meantime, let's do this. I want you, Mr. Fortain, I want you and your client to come in on February 17th at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order. If it ends up in my mental health court, of course, we'll move it. But for now, I want you and your client in person in my courtroom on February 17th at 8:30 a.m. If you'd e-file a reset, please.
What did you say in regards to the reset, Your Honor? Sorry.
If you would e-file a reset for that date and time.
Yes, Your Honor. What time would it be on 2/17?
February 17th at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for your client to come in.
Excuse me, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Let's do it. Yes, Ms. Stewart, we can hear you.
I'm so sorry. I'm having Wi-Fi technicalities where I am, but I'm so sorry. I'm on it now.
Okay.
Hello, how you doing?
Ms. Stewart, I'm gonna mute you for now. We're gonna go ahead and get started with your attorney. We're on the record in 21 CCR 225058, State of Texas versus Raisa Stewart. Mr. Doggett, where do we stand with this matter?
I've been in contact with the prosecutor. I haven't really had a chance to discuss it fully with her, but we've been sending a few emails back and forth. My understanding is there may be another toxicology report, although I have a toxicology report. I'm not sure if there's going to be another one or not. I don't have an offer yet, but I just need to discuss the case with the prosecutor.
And Judge, I can add some more to that. There is one more outstanding toxicology report. I've been in contact with the Houston Forensic Science Center. They are telling me that it's still pending analysis. I've asked for an update as far as the timeline, and I haven't received a clear response on that yet, but I am waiting on that last report before I make an offer on this case.
Doggett, I will see you and your client in my courtroom on February 17th at 8:30 a.m. for the entry of a docket control order. Again, that is February 17th at 8:30 a.m. That is an in-person docket.
Okay.
If you would e-file a reset with that date and time, you and your client are free to go.
You said 8:30?
8:30.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
Your client's still not here.
We're gonna call him, Judge. He had sent us a couple of emails saying he was on the way. Kathy's looking and checking on him.
All right, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room. We got a few more cases to deal with. After that, then we'll have a discussion about it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Axel. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear
There we
me?
go. All right, I can hear you now. Deshaun McGee, your client, is he gonna show up?
He should. I spoke with him this morning and he actually logged on this morning. I had to remind him it wasn't until 2:30. Let me send him a message.
He's not in the waiting room. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room.
Okay.
We got one other case to deal with, and then I'm coming back to you.
Okay. Sounds.
All right, Batiste. Whose case is that again? Mr. Ulex, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're
State
unable to
would-
reach him?
State would move for bond forfeiture.
Jacob.
No answer, Judge, at 3:17.
Thank you. All right. New bond is set at 1,500. All previous bond conditions remain in place.
Messages, Judge, but his phone is basically saying can't accept calls. So I'm not sure what's going on. This is extremely frustrating to me. He texted me this morning at 9 o'clock telling me no one's here, and I reminded him it wasn't until 2:30. He was like, okay, and then here we are. And I have.
Mr. Axel, I'm sorry, but without your client here, I'm not going to grant your motion. In fact, I'm going to deny it at this point in time.
I understand.
I've been waiting and waiting for your client to appear the entire docket, and I've saved you to the very end.
Yes, sir. I understand. You've done all you could do. I appreciate that. I've done all I could do. So, I'll try to figure out what happened, but it is what it is. I understand.
Okay. All right. Motion's denied. And just have your client turn himself in and bond out on the new bond.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. You have a great day.
You do the same.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Jacob. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Did you call for Mr. Wright outside, or have you called to see anybody standing outside or waiting in the hallway?
There wasn't at 3:17, Judge, but I can check again.
Well, hold on. Do I have a motion? We'll go ahead and call him 3 times and see if he's out there.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Go ahead, Jacob.
John Wright, John Wright, John Wright.
No answer for John Wright at 3:20, Judge.
Oh, goodness, Judge. He told us he'd be there in 5 minutes.
Saved you for the very end.
Oh,
Stand a
goodness.
chance.
We have a plea worked out, so.
He can plea on the jail docket. Let's see. Oh, he's got a $6,000 bond.
Oh, gosh, Judge.
New bond set at 10,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Did he have any previous bond conditions?
Judge, it looks like you made a docket entry back in September for random urinalysis, no weapons, and outpatient or inpatient mental health treatment.
All those are going to be placed on him again as well. All right, Ms. Phoenix, you're free to go.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Sarah, have you entered that stuff in the PSRS system?
I have not. But I will right now.
Thank you. All right, that concludes the docket. Y'all are free to go. Thank y'all very much. Thank you, Roger, for filling in today.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Really appreciate you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.